Hello and welcome back. This is Crazy Bat Lady. So I just recently discovered this weapon in Elden Ring that I believe has to be the ugliest thing in the entire game. And all I can say is that I love it. It's called the Great Omenkiller Cleaver, and it honestly looks like a giant turd on a stick. But that being said, it is so powerful. I was really surprised how strong this thing is. It causes a lot of stagger, and just holding down the Ash of War, wild strikes that it actually comes with, you can just mow through mobs of enemies, bosses, you name it. And it also has strong normal attacks too, so you get that wrong. You can also just tap the L2 instead of holding it, which is actually going to be ideal in a lot of situations, such as if you're trying to get out of an animation quicker, or you're in PvP, most likely this is what you're going to be using. But yeah, still hits really hard. And I didn't really dodge during these bosses, but this Forbidden Toothbrush just did the work. I almost went down, but just barely. That was a pretty brain dead fight, not gonna lie. So I think you get the point by now. So let's take a look at this powerhouse of an outhouse stick. Now this actually has really low requirements, so you can pretty much just pick it up and use it most likely. It has built-in blood loss buildup, which is absolutely awesome. You can put any Ash of War you want on it. It comes with wild strikes, but I actually put wild strikes onto it, and I'll tell you why. If you change it to heavy, I have a pretty good deal of strength on my build, so it actually increases the damage by quite a lot, being that it goes up a letter scaling. This may vary depending on your build. Also, yours might be better with keen or quality or whatever. Just whatever is the better stats to go with. You can also, of course, use any of the elements like magic, poison, blood, cold, all that jazz. Just do keep in mind that if you do those, you won't be able to use Scholar's Ornament or any other sorceries. So here's what it looks like with no buffs. 719. Alright, so I'm going to cast Terra Magica and then Scholar's Ornament. Now, after I got those on it, it went up to 1081. It's a pretty big jump. But what if we also use a Wondrous Flask? So I've got my Wondrous Flask to give more heavy attack damage and magic damage. You won't see the heavy on this, but it's quite a sizable bump in damage just from the magic attack. So now it's 1155. Not too shabby. Not too bad at all. And of course, you can put any Ash of War you want on it. You can put Warcry, Horaloo's Earthshaker. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Just whatever suits your playstyle. As for artifacts, I would suggest the Godfrey icon since it is a charged skill. Obviously, Shard of Alexander is going to be great. The Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, I believe, works because it's continuous attacks. And I also got the Graven Mask Talisman to get more magic damage. In all seriousness, though, this thing totally looks like a giant turd with a bunch of maggots sticking out of it. Which again is why it's nice to use the Scholar's Ornament, because it makes it look more like a giant icicle. Or a giant frozen piece of... So, what if you want to dual wield it? Well, you can. It actually works really, really well. And it's pretty easy to get two of these. Show how in just a moment. So you can see I'm just staggering and destroying these tanky enemies. Very nice. However, one thing to keep in mind is you cannot enhance both. You can only enhance your right hand weapon. You can't have a staff in both and enhance both of your weapons, unfortunately. I just thought I'd pass that along in case you didn't know. So at this point, you're probably wondering, where do I get these nasty motherfuckers? Well, you're gonna want to head over to the Volcano Manor and progress through that storyline. There's going to be a hidden wall, and you're going to want to go to this site of grace here, through the Volcano Manor, and over to here, the Prison Town Cathedral, and follow this route here. There's going to be this guy dual wielding them down here that will guaranteed drop the first time, and won't drop any after that as far as I know. So once you take care of him, you will get your great Omenkiller Cleaver. And what's better is there's actually one really close by as well. And same thing, it's a guaranteed drop on the first kill, and you won't get any more after that. As far from what I can find information on, that is how it is. So make sure not to discard them if you do want 2 of these, if you do want to play with them. I thought they were super common, and I actually deleted one of mine, so it's a good thing there's 3 of them. Alright, so once you go up here, you're going to want to drop down to this area right here. And I would suggest dropping from where I just was, because over here is a bit dangerous and you might fall to your death. This is also where you're going to find the Albinauric mask and Albinauric staff sitting right here. And there's going to be another one of these enemies, and that's going to drop your cleaver. Do be careful though, he can fuck you up. Alright, so the third one is going to be right here in the Perfumer's Grotto. It's going to be down a path, and there is going to be a giant flower blocking this cave. You can't really miss it. So just run past the flower, kill the flower, and guess what the boss is? A giant flower and one of these cleaver guys. It's a pretty easy fight, and you do this, and you will get another one. Alright, so I hope that you found this helpful or interesting. I just wanted to pass this along because I've heard literally nobody talking about this weapon, and it's like, you know, pretty damn strong. I like it a lot. I'm having a ton of fun with it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more random ass videos that I make, and have a nice day.